So, I am 1 win, 2 ties. My previous game was against Michael, arguably Ireland's best player. He's up there with Nate, basically worlds a couple of years in a row. I was shitting myself going down to it, and he was playing Gary. I have my Eevee. I won the first game, and he was quite polite. It was a miscommunication, but he's dead right. He's like, I put my earthen vessel down and had the boss in hand, and I had a load of cards in my hand. It's like, oh, earthen vessel and boss the Mew basically for the win. I'd have to knockout. And he says, oh, show me. So then I put the boss down to pick up the deck to like get an energy out, because I would have just discarded any other card in my hand. And then he was like, kind of like jumped in. It's like, oh, you can't do it like that. And I was just like, oh, what? Like, and I was just like, you said show me. And he's like, yeah, but if you put your like, you're discarding your boss. And then you started. He said then I was looked at the bottom of my deck, so it's an illegal play. And I was like, I thought it was just like, oh, show me, as in like, yeah, fine, I believe you, just show me, make sure you have an energy in your deck. And yeah, so it was just a bit like, but he was like, if you put that down, he was explained before, it's like if somebody else wanted to be horrible human being, they could call me out for that order, I think, and then I would have essentially lost my win, because he knew I could win. He clearly seen I was about to win the game, or the round or whatever. And then yeah, so that was just kind of like, you know, oh, he plays so fast, oh my god, it's just like, and I'm just like, oh. And then yeah, the second game just it was still, I still had prizes in then, and then I just played Goldengo, and I'm so used to doing I had my Zekrom in there to go Flareon, Zekrom, bam, done. And that's out of there, and I have not played Goldengo without it. So I kind of like fudged the first game a little bit, and the judge was just watching our game, like staring down, and I got my pressure, and he was actually really, really polite. I made a slight blunder with something like that. I'm still so new to this. And I just went, I really didn't mean to do that. He's staring at me a second. He walked away, and I was just like, do you mind? And he's actually said, yeah. And I was like, you're the nicest person ever. Can't believe you're doing that. So he won the first game, and rightly effing so. And then I won the second game, and then we had like 4 minutes left. He called for a tie. He was like, do you want to make it a tie? Knowing I do have the advantage, but he was even saying to him, I was like, I don't know if he quite caught my English, saying about like, I'm just not used to the order of how I have the advantage in the matchup, and I kind of like fudged 1 or 2 things, like I'm not taking out the right amount of cards, and I'm figuring it out. But I went second on the second round. It worked out for me. Just about. I got like a nice win in the end. Black Belt Terrapagos, Pheasantipity boss. Luckily I had the counter catcher, and it was something else that I needed, I think. I think it was, anyway, with the knockdown hand. So I got really lucky there. And then we decided to call, we're putting out the cards, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I feel like I might get the Dong with a Wellspring or something, but if we play quite fast, I know I'll fuck up. And I'm just like, and I was kind of like him and Han cards. I was like, do you know what, let's just call it a tie. He was kind enough in the first round, so we both have 1 win, 2 ties. So I mean, look, I'm already winning. I'm not at 9 losses, I'm not at 3 losses, I'm not at 1 loss. So yeah, I'm going to, it's intense, you know. I kind of forgot I haven't slept, and my brain is still relatively functioning. Actually, I'm quite proud of my brain right now. So I really would prefer if the break was now, just to actually catch a breather, but I'm gonna try to find some water. It's tough going, like, it's like, it's just, yeah, it's very on, and like, I really feel like I'm so used to free play that like my sequencing has always been so messy, and it's only in the last like month and a half-ish tops, I'd say, that I've kind of been like, oh, I need to sort out my sequencing. So like, yeah, rookie kind of thing there, so a little bit more, take my time a little bit more without playing slow or whatever, but play right, you know. If I'm playing, I'm playing, like I'm not time wasting. So yeah, that's couple of lessons kind of learned today. It's definitely, I'll never forget that match against Michael. I thought I was just gonna lose. Like, will I scoop now? So I appreciate him not calling it, even though I still kind of feel like I see how he said it. But anyway, we sorted it out. I still kind of like, oh, if you told me to show you, but I put the boss down to pick up my deck, but I didn't discard another card, he would say, oh, you're discarding the boss. Kind of makes no sense in reality when I called it, but I see where he's coming from. But yeah, I like slow Saturn, sequence Saturn, just take your time, Saturn. And he even said, he's like, I'm not your friend here, I paid money to be here and I want to win. And I was like, yeah, he's like, so yeah, just little things, like definitely a bit of a learning curve. We'll never forget that match, ever, in my life. But I'm gonna go get some water. Okay, mwah.